Hi everyone, I'm True Soul, and this is yet another action figure collection display update video. So yeah guys, wow, it's been a while since I did one of these. In case you guys have been wondering where I've been doing a lot of work on my stop motions lately, just doing some rearranging and whatnot, and it's been a while since I let you guys see my display. So I figured I'd do another action figure display video. And what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to go through each display shelf, kind of tell you guys what I switched up, what's a little different than the last time. I'm going to show you each shelf, what I have so far, and kind of talk about what I plan on doing first. So let's go ahead and start from top to bottom in this center one right here. Starting from the very top, I moved my Spider-Man collection up top here, and I'm already noticing in the back it looks like Electro fell over, so I'm going to try to get him up in a minute without knocking everybody else down. But this is pretty much my entire Spider-Man collection. I'm not really planning on getting any more, except for I do want to get the Maximum, the Marvel Legends Maximum series Spider-Man at some point, but I primarily wanted to get him for stop motions. And then once I have him, I'm probably going to move this Spider-Man up top with the rest of these guys. Don't know if you can see them all. Probably my newest one is the Venom. I got him from a 2-pack, the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Gamerverse series that they've been doing. I'm going to go ahead and put this down and try to get Electro up real quick. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I was able to get Electro back up. So we're going to go ahead and go one down. Oh, and all my Marvel figures, I moved them all to this center area and kind of had like the Star Wars stuff on the sides. But this is my Avengers slash other stuff. It's primarily Avengers. Got a couple X-Men and then the Fantastic Four, of course. I think I got Falcon back there. You can see his wings sticking out. Oh, I also still have my lighting display set up, although I'm going to be getting it changed soon. Right now I have these lights that require AAA batteries, but the thing I don't like about them is they eat up battery really quick. So even though I have rechargeable ones, I have to recharge them so often. So I'm going to be switching those out with something else that I'll talk to you guys about a little later. I'll go ahead and move down here to my X-Men, my humble little X-Men shelf. This is pretty much all the X-Men that I have. I did want to get some more like members of the Brotherhood, but with the way my collection has been going, and considering the fact that I primarily collect Star Wars, this is pretty much it. All the other room that I have, I'm dedicating to Star Wars, so I'm not going to be getting any more of these. I think the only one that I have that's not Marvel Legends is this Magneto. He's Mafex, actually. One of the few Mafex figures that I have. Nothing really new on this shelf. So let's go ahead and move one more down here. And this is pretty much my Marvel shelf for just all the other characters that I have. I have the villains up here, some pretty heavy hitters. Thanos, Loki, Dracula, Doctor Doom. Got Blackheart over here. Really like that figure a lot. Thank God I was able to get that figure. I got a couple more Marvel figures in storage. I'm probably gonna put right here, and then that'll pretty much be my entire Marvel collection minus a couple of SHIELD agents and AIM agents. But moving forward, I'm pretty much not collecting any Marvel figures anymore. I have been getting some, and for those of you who might remember, I was getting some MCU figures on the side, but I pretty much stopped doing that, and any MCU figures that I do buy, I'm pretty much using those for custom fodder. For those of you who haven't noticed, who didn't know, I'm starting to make my own custom figures, which I will be making a video about that too very soon. I'm actually working on a couple custom figures right now. So now that we're done with the Marvel stuff, this is my humble little Naruto shelf. For those of you who have seen some of my other videos, I did have an anime shelf, but I moved that and combined that with like my TV show slash movie shelf. And the reason I did that is because I'm planning on buying some more Naruto figures, and since Naruto is my favorite anime, I'm going to dedicate an entire shelf to Naruto. Now for those of you who keep up with SH Figure Arts, they actually made a, I guess, display of the Ichiraku ramen shop. That's actually, I'm planning on buying that and putting that back here. Right now I just have an extra display shelf back there, but later on I am planning on buying that to make kind of like a diorama, so that should be kind of fun. Looking forward to that, and I will be doing a video of that when I get it. But yeah, pretty much have all of Team 7 plus a couple of other characters. Still need to get an Itachi. I want to get an Itachi. I'm still on the fence about getting an Orochimaru. I also am trying to keep up with the different figures that they are making. Personally, I would really love it if they made the entire Konoha 12, but I don't know if they're going to do that, but fingers crossed. But enough about Naruto, let's go ahead and move down here. And this is my Mighty Morphin Power Ranger shelf. I haven't collected Lightning Collection, that's what this is from. This is from Hasbro's Lightning Collection. I haven't collected a Lightning Collection in a very long time. I mostly prioritize getting Mighty Morphin since that's the TV show that I grew up watching. I did collect a couple others, but I started realizing that I did not have enough display, space to really go in on Power Rangers. So I primarily focused on collecting Mighty Morphin, and then that was it. Any Power Ranger figures I do buy now from the Lightning Collection, I mostly buy them for custom reasons. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to be clever and push that little button to turn Zordon's light on, but it caused a chain reaction and made the putties fall over. That's probably the one annoying thing about having a display, is if one of them falls over, they usually make everybody else fall over. But yeah, this is pretty much my shelf for Power Rangers. This one's probably not going to be changing anytime soon. Every now and then I might clear this just to display something else, but don't expect any new Power Ranger updates anytime soon. So that's going to do it for pretty much the center display. We're going to move over to the right a little bit, the bottom right. And this is my TV show slash movie show that I was telling you guys about. And I went ahead and added anime to it because anime is pretty much TV shows. So, got some Pokemon. I got one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo. This one's from the Super 7 line. At some point I want to get the rest of them, because my plan is I want to get the rest of the turtles and add them to this shelf. And if I have enough space, I also want to get the Jada Toys Scooby-Doo figures. I at least want to get, you know, the whole mystery gang and display them here as well. But we'll see. I'm not really focusing on that right now. Now at the top here you can see some G.I. Joe. Not all of the G.I. Joe characters on here are from the TV show, but since I used to watch G.I. Joe growing up, I kind of associate them with TV shows, so that's why I put them here. Got my one Saint Seiya figure, Phoenix Iki. I have two others. I actually have two SH figure arts, which I like a lot, but I don't display them because they're actually kind of fragile and annoying to put together. So sadly they're in a bag right now. I might get around to displaying them someday, we'll see. Got some My Hero representation, of course. Got Goku. I got Mikasa over here from Attack on Titan. I really like displaying her, but like one day she got like really loose in a couple of areas, and even with her display stand she doesn't quite pose the way she used to. So that's why she's in that boring pose you see right now. For those of you who remember, I do have a Guts action figure from Berserk. His problem was, as much as I like that figure, his giant sword kind of makes it hard to pose him in certain ways. So that's why he's also not up here. Got a little bit of Indiana Jones here. Of course, on the side, I got my Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Went ahead and put him here instead of putting him with the Marvel figures, because since he's from a movie, I feel like it would be a little out of place. Got some Terminator. I got Starlight from The Boys, Predator, of course, and then I got some Sonic figures here. I do want to get the movie Super Sonic. That's one figure that I'll probably get and then add to this shelf. I did want to get a Shadow, but for some reason whenever Sonic 3 came out, the Sonic 3 movie, they stopped making the 3-inch figures and just started making them like 5 inches. So if I did get a Shadow, he'd be way bigger than the other ones that I have here. That's why I didn't get one. Of course, I got Aang from The Last Airbender. And then I got some Pokemon down here. Now these are some like kits. They're like Pokemon model kits. I think they're straight from Japan. And I would like to get a couple more of these. They had a Squirtle that I really wanted to get. So I'll probably get that at some point. Of course, I got Mewtwo, one of my favorite Pokemon. I do want to get a Charizard at some point. I'm just not really sure from what toy line I want to get him from. And then, of course, over here on the side, we got Snoopy. I think this is from the Reaction line that I think Super 7 also does. Really like Snoopy, so I want to at least get something with some Peanuts representation. Enough with that shelf. Let's go ahead and move over to the left side, which is my video game shelf, guys. It is pretty loaded. And I'm gonna go ahead and point out right off the bat, it looks like Bison fell over again. I'm gonna have to fix that. Sorry about that, guys. I got Bison back up. Sometimes you try to put characters in cool poses and they don't want to stay in those cool poses. I'll fix that at a later date. So up top I got some of my Fortnite figures. As you guys know, I have way more than this. But I just kind of felt like displaying some other stuff, so I put up most of them and just kind of kept out some of my favorite ones and added them to the video game shelf. Most of it is like jazzware with a couple of Hasbro line. It's kind of sad because Hasbro's kind of stopped making theirs, and theirs were really good. Don't know really why they stopped. And of course, the next row, all of these are the Jada Toys. Jada Toys action figures for Street Fighter, with the exception of this Akuma. Well, this Akuma and this Ryu are actually SH figure arts. I really like my SH figure arts Akuma, so I'm probably not gonna get the Jada Toys one. And then of course down here I got Kratos from God of War, Kratos and Atreus. I'm pretty sure they were made by, I'm trying to remember the name of the company, and it's hard because I also don't think the toy line that they came from had a actual name, but they were pretty much making like PlayStation figures from like PlayStation games. I want to say these are made by Spin Master. Could have made Kratos a little bigger, but hey, it is what it is. And over on the side here, I got two Overwatch figures. In case you guys don't know, I play a lot of Overwatch, but I only really play it with my friends. I have no desire to play it by myself. It's kind of just a thing we all decided to play when we do play together. That among other things, but when we started off, it was mostly just Overwatch. But I do kind of like the concept, and I was planning on getting some more Overwatch figures. That's what kind of this extra space is for. Hasbro doesn't make Overwatch figures anymore, but they do have a couple that I'm interested in getting, and that's what's probably going to be going on in these empty spots here. And then of course you gotta have some Among Us representation. Gotta be honest with you guys, never played Among Us. My younger brother played it a little bit. I never really got into it, but I did like watching other people play it on YouTube. I thought it was pretty funny, so I was like, what the heck. These are from, they have these little mystery boxes where you could randomly get one, and I got most of the ones that I liked. They actually aren't all displayed. I have a few other colors that I didn't just get around to displaying yet. But I would like to get the imposters. They made like some imposters. I think they made like a purple one and a gray one that I would like to get someday. Moving over, we got Mega Man, who's also from the same toy line as the Street Fighter figures from Jada. And then of course we got Mario and Luigi. I'm more of a Luigi guy, but that's primarily because when I was younger we used to have an Xbox, or not an Xbox, it was a GameCube, which is shaped like a box. And I'll be honest, we actually only had one Mario game, and it wasn't even about Mario, it was Luigi's Mansion. I think that's probably why I like Luigi more than Mario. Of course, back here we got Link from, I think he's from Figma. Moving right along, we got Steve from Minecraft, along with a creeper and some TNT. And then over here, I got Axel and Rue from Streets of Rage 2. In my opinion, the best beat 'em up game of all time, and also had some of the best music of all time, in my personal opinion. So recently, the same company, I'm pretty sure Jack Specific, they're the same guys that make most of the Mario stuff and Sonic stuff. They've been making more like characters from other Sega games, so I think that's pretty cool. Don't know if I'm going to be buying anymore. I mean, if they come out with maybe a couple Sonic figures that I like, which right now the only reason why you don't see any Sonic stuff on this shelf is because I just don't really like the way they make the video game Sonic figures right now. I feel like they don't make them with enough joints, and yeah, I don't really like them, so I don't buy them. But enough about stuff that's not Star Wars, guys. As you guys know, Star Wars is my bread and butter on this channel. So I'm gonna pivot, and we're just gonna be talking about Star Wars from here on out. So if you don't like Star Wars, go ahead and click off, and thank you for watching. But if you do, stick around, because you're in for a wild ride. Let's go ahead and start off from the top left. Now, as you guys noticed, the top part of my display shelf on both sides, the right and the left, is not as filled up as it used to be. In fact, the side on the right is completely empty. And that's because I've been making some room. Because my plan is to buy some more Star Wars Black Series vehicles, like the ones that you're seeing right here. The two that I would like to get primarily is the Sand Speeder and the Snow Speeder. Those are the two primary ones that I'd like to get. And then probably once I get those, depending on how much room I still have, I might get some more. So right now I got the Stap Speeder, and then I got the speeder from the Mandalorian. I would have liked to get the brown one, but that one's kind of a pretty penny now, and I'm fine with this one. Let's go ahead and move down one. So this is pretty much my Phantom Menace / Attack of the Clones shelf. As you can see, they haven't really made very many Phantom Menace figures, but they haven't made many like right now. Knowing Hasbro, they'll usually give us a bunch of re-releases and stuff, probably to help fund the more newer figures. So that's why I freed up some space in the back here, anticipating those figures to one day be released. Of course, the Attack of the Clones, which I think growing up, that is the Star Wars movie I watched the most. We had it on DVD, and it became my favorite Star Wars movie, Attack of the Clones. They did a pretty good job at giving us a lot of the Jedi from that movie, so I'm really happy about that. We definitely need a new episode 2 Anakin. This body is very outdated and not very posable. And also a new Padme. Her body's kind of outdated as well. I know they'll probably make one eventually. They're just taking a very long time to do that. This is the first release of Jango Fett. For those of you who remember when they used to have the red and black boxes. I did recently order the new Jango Fett, so he's going to be coming soon, and when he does, I will gladly do a video on him and a couple other figures that I have. But also they have been recently making some new figures from Attack of the Clones. They made a Geonosian, finally. That's been on my wish list for a very long time. And I think they made one of the Kaminoans, so that's also very interesting. I've really been wanting them to make more figures of characters that aren't like troopers or Jedi or some type of droid or something, so I'm really glad that we're going to be getting some of those. But let's go ahead and keep moving right on down here. This is my Clone Wars / Revenge of the Sith shelf. As you guys can tell, I have a lot of clones. With a couple of new additions. I got the Jedi Temple Guard. I actually got 3 of these. I got a couple others for like some customs. Over here I got Savage Press, which is just a very good figure. Really like him a lot. Besides Ventress, Sing. Got Grievous down here. I'm gonna be honest, this Grievous figure is probably one of the most annoying figures in my collection, because when I put him in any pose that is not neutral, he falls over. His legs are way too weak. He's actually being held up by some mounting putty I have on his feet right now, guys. would really like them to like just redo Grievous, because like that body's not the best for him. Of course, I got my Clone Legions over here on the side. Got Commander Gree over here, who I believe was a Toys R Us exclusive. He was one of the last figures that I bought from Toys R Us before it primarily closed down for the most part. I think there's still some in the US, but they're like very small and like in shopping malls or something. So yeah. Of course, I got the 501st. I got one of the newer 501st Troopers from when they did the Revenge of the Sith anniversary packaging. Of course, I got Clone Wars Anakin. And of course, I got Obi-Wan and Anakin from Episode 3 with Ahsoka from Clone Wars. And then this is her fit from when they did the Siege of Mandalore. Now, this robe that I got for Obi-Wan, I actually took it off of one of the Jedi from Acolyte. I've been buying some of the Jedi from Acolyte mostly for custom fodder. So I took it off of one of those Jedi and put it on him. It actually looks pretty good. Now the other robe that I got on Anakin, I actually bought that off of Amazon. It was pretty cheap. Really wish they would just give all the Jedi robes, so then I wouldn't have to do that. But hey, it is what it is. Of course, I got Palpatine also from Episode 3. Other than the fact that his hood is made out of plastic and you cannot move his head at all, I like him. I like the way it looks. I just don't like the fact that I can't move his head around. Which is kind of one of the reasons why I decided not to use him for stop motions, because I'm not going to be able to move him the way I want to move him. They did recently come out with a 2-pack, which comes with Senator Palpatine and Mace Windu. So hopefully they will release that Senator Palpatine by himself, and then I can buy him. Really looking forward to that. Now let's keep on moving down here before my camera runs out of battery life. So this next shelf is primarily my, I call it my everything before A New Hope shelf. So I got some Rebels, I got Rogue One, I got Bad Batch, and I got a couple of other things. I was finally able to make the entire Rogue One team. So as you can see up here, I got the whole Rogue One team here. The only one that I was missing was Bodhi, the cargo pilot. And he's actually very cheap on Amazon. He's like $8. I guess it's because for whatever reason people don't want him. But I realized something very interesting about Bodhi here. His just regular body is like an Imperial, engineered jumpsuit, which is really good for custom. So if you guys want to make like Imperial engineers, you can just get this guy right here, take that vest off. You can, I'm planning on maybe painting mine like some different colors. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been getting Bodhis for customs. So I'm really looking forward to the different possibilities with that. Yeah, as you can see back there, I got Mon Mothma. And I was planning on doing a video kind of talking about the fact that Black Series rarely makes characters from Star Wars that aren't known for fighting. I don't really know how else to explain it. I don't want to say civilians, but they're not civilians necessarily. But maybe that's the best way to put it. I would like Black Series to start making more civilians. I know that these are toys and kids probably do not want to get an action figure of someone that doesn't fight. But this day and age, I'm pretty sure adults are collecting toys more than kids. So yeah, give us some civilians, please. And now we're going to move on down here. This is the Mandalorian shelf. I usually had it up there, but I decided to move it so I can have some more room. I do want to get a couple other figures. There's a couple of more Ahsoka figures that I want to get. Still want to get a Hera, still want to get Sabine, and then Shin, with a couple others. These are all my Mandos. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of getting tired of them just making blue Mandalorians. I know there are other Mandalorians with other colored armor in Star Wars, so I kind of need them to make some of those. I have been thinking about getting some like Mandalorians and then just painting them different colors, but that's still a ways off. I still need to get IG 11. I'm still kind of looking into that. I did hear that when he first released, his body was kind of small, and IG 11 is kind of supposed to be taller than a lot of the other characters. They came out with another one which was technically IG 12. It was the version that was pretty much controlled by Grogu. Grogu could sit in it and control it. But what I was thinking about doing is buying that one and then putting some type of vest over that chest part and then just using that as IG 11. At least that's the plan. Got Marok over here, which I actually think he's an Inquisitor. I don't think they mentioned that in the Ahsoka show, but he was an Inquisitor. I just don't remember which one he was. They have a lot of Inquisitors. Don't remember all the numbers or whatever. But this is the last Star Wars shelf on this side. But now we're gonna move over to the other side over here. So up at the top right is my A New Hope shelf with a couple other things sprinkled in there. I got some Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, and then some Force Unleashed with a couple other things. But here you can see the Inquisitors. I do not remember, I think this is the third sister, Reva, and I believe the second sister. Got a couple of Purge Troopers as well. Got some Rebel soldiers. I want to get one more Rebel soldier and paint his blue shirt. I want to paint it red. And for those of you who know why I want to paint it red, I'm just going to let you guys know. For those of you who don't know, figure it out. But so down here I got, these are all the like newer updated bodies for Luke, Han, and Leia from A New Hope. Really like the way it turned out with Luke. They finally stopped using that weird cloth that just doesn't look very good. Really like the Chewie as well. Still need to get a new R2. This one is a little on the small side, so I would like to get that slightly bigger one. They did make one that's a little bit more to scale. I will get that one at some point. Of course, got Moff Tarkin over here, real nice. Darth Vader, which is also the latest one that they released from A New Hope. You got Death Star Trooper back here. I want to get at least one more. It's just they're actually starting to get a little pricey because I think they only released them one time. Got Cal Kestis from Fallen Order. Got a couple of Stormtroopers back here, and I also got General Krill, or Sergeant Krill, should I say. Don't really know a whole lot about him. I just thought it was cool that a Stormtrooper had a lightsaber. Just being honest, that's why I got him. I got this doctor that I keep forgetting the name of, who's wanted in 12 systems, yada yada yada. I might get his friend with the orange jacket at some point. I actually don't really care about those two very much. Just wanted to fill up the New Hope shelf. And I got Greedo over here, a mouse droid. So I do have some space on this shelf. I primarily want to get at least 2 Tusken Raiders, a Jawa, and an Imperial pilot for this shelf. And then for the most part, I'll pretty much be done with this shelf until they, I guess, make something else that I actually care about. So let's go ahead and move on down here. This is the Empire Strikes Back shelf. I think next to my Return of the Jedi shelf, this might be one of my smallest Star Wars shelves. I got most of the bounty hunters here. I'm still missing, there's one robot, one droid bounty hunter that I do not remember the name of, and then one that looked like some type of bug To be honest, those are probably my two least favorite ones. I might get them, I might not. We'll see. Got Han Solo and Carbonite, of course. And I got the Hoth crew over here. I feel like out of all the figures that needs an updated body, I definitely feel like Luke. Hoth Luke, and then Bespin Luke also needs an updated body. They recently made a new Bespin Luke, but that one's in a 2-pack and he's beat up. So I'm waiting for them to re-release him in a 2-pack where he's not beat up, and that would be great. Of course, I got Chewbacca. Now this Chewbacca is the deluxe Amazon exclusive. He actually came with this C-3PO that I have up here with the little net where he got like broken apart and he held him on his back. So what I did is I just put C-3PO together and just put him up there. Of course, I got Dagobah Luke, who I think was also an Amazon exclusive. I think him and I actually can't remember if him and Yoda came together. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure they did. They came in the same pack. Of course, got General Veers, AT driver. I still want to get some snowtroopers, and I don't think they've updated the body on the snowtroopers yet. But I'll probably get at least one for my shelf, and then if they make an updated body for him, I'll get that one as well. For this shelf, primarily what I want to get is the snowtrooper, and then they also made a probe droid, which I thought was really cool. So I hope to get that at some point. And let's go ahead and keep moving on down here. My battery life is holding on there, guys. Bear with me. So this is my Return of the Jedi shelf. Got the Endor crew here with the Ewoks. I don't remember all their names, just remember Wicket. I still want to get a Chewbacca. They came out with a Return of the Jedi Chewbacca. The only thing different with him is he has that like chain on him from when they got captured by Jabba the Hutt. Of course, I got Luke back there. Got I don't know if you can see him, but I got the Palace disguise Lando back there, and I got the Bounty Hunter disguise Leia. They still have not re-released Slave Leia for a couple of reasons. It is what it is. But anyway, they got the Endor, or they call them the Rebel Commandos, and I want to get at least one more because this is one of the few figures that comes with a interchangeable faceplate. So I want to get one more so I can have that different face on there. Of course, I got the Emperor in his chair. One Imperial Guard. I need to get at least one more. Got Bib Fortuna sitting back there. Another civilian character. Got Scout Trooper, Boba Fett, and then one of my favorite figures on my shelf, the Gamorrean Guard. I also put Moira Jade on here because I couldn't really decide where else to put her. I know in the Legends of the Expanded Universe, she did work for Palpatine as some like secret assassin or whatever, so I went ahead and put her there. And now, guys, my camera is about to die. And I literally have one more shelf, which is the sequel shelf. It's actually been a while since they re-released any sequel figures. In fact, I don't really think they've made any since Return of the Jedi, Rise of Skywalker came out. But you know, I like the troopers and stuff, so I'm trying to get all the different First Order troopers that they made. Along with that, there's a couple of other characters that I would like to get. I'd like to at least get a couple of Resistance soldiers. They made a couple of Resistance soldiers. And I'm pretty sure there's at least one version of Kylo Ren I don't have. I think it might be because I think this one is The Last Jedi. This is the one from The Last Jedi, the one up there, which is my favorite one, Star Killer Base, Kylo Ren. favorites. Got about all the Rays. I still wanted to get Finn. I got the Finn up there. I wanted to get Finn from like his Stormtrooper outfit. Got Han up there. Still need to get Leia. I need to get Leia and Luke from the sequels. And then I'll pretty much be done with this shelf. And I put Jaina Solo down here. Again, wasn't really sure where else to put her. That's also one of my favorite figures in my collection. Can't remember if I did a top 10 favorite Star Wars figures in my collection, but maybe I'll do that someday. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys, and my display. I'm probably not going to be doing another one until I get some more significant changes done to it. But that's pretty much going to be it for me, guys. I know I haven't done one of these in a long time. I've really been focusing on my stop motions. That is originally why I made this channel. But every now and then, you know, I got to make a little something to, you know, put up on my channel, because stop motions take a long time to make, and the algorithm doesn't like when I don't post for a very long time. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me, guys. Comment down below which of these shelves is your favorite, and what is your favorite Star Wars Black Series action figure. Alright guys, until then, be sure to like, subscribe, and go to my channel to check out other videos. Catch you later.